What if I told you that Evil Dead Rise isn't just horror fiction, but a paradox hidden in Scripture? A spiritual horror so terrifying it's been buried in the sands of time. In this breakdown, we go deeper than gore and jump scares, exploring the spiritual horror encoded within the ancient texts that inspired this brutal chapter of the Evil Dead saga. From the Book of the Dead to Nephilim Bloodlines, you'll discover how these forgotten biblical patterns of demonic possession. Cursed family lineages in the film. It's an ancient text that's discovered by Ellie, who's played by Lily Taylor, a descendant of the original Sumerian witch. The one who started all this demonic chaos back in the first place. Now, get this. The book is bound with flesh and inscribed with blood, just like the real Necronomicon described by the infamous occultist Aleister Crowley. In the film, these demons are led by a single entity named Legion, which is also the name of the demon that possessed a man in the New Testament. But here's the thing, Legion wasn't just one demon, but a whole legion of them. So when we see these demons possessing different members of Ellie's family, it's like watching a biblical nightmare unfold in real time. Each demon finds a host, a human soul to corrupt, and together they form this grotesque parody of a family. A perverse inversion of the traditional nuclear family structure. A spiritual horror so profound it's been buried under layers of gore and jump scares, only waiting to be unearthed by those who dare to dig deeper. But here's where things get weird. The book's power comes from parasitic love, a twisted inversion of the story of Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden. It's a subversion of the typical final girl trope in horror movies. But it's also a commentary on the corruption of motherhood itself. That's right. The very book that gave rise to the Deadites is none other than the Necronomicon, a legendary grimoire first mentioned in the original Evil Dead. Rise, these demonic entities aren't just your run-of-the-mill ghosts. They're parasitic presences that corrupt and possess the very core of a person's being. Sounds familiar? Well, it should. Did the writers of Evil Dead Rise intentionally embed these prophetic allegories within their script? Or are these ancient truths simply bleeding through the cracks of fiction once again? It's a prophetic glimpse into the demonic forces that have always lurked beneath the surface of humanity's history. And remember, some things are best left undisturbed. Until next time, stay safe and keep your wits about you. You never know what might be lurking around the corner, waiting to feast on the unwary. It's a question that delves into the very nature of storytelling and the thin veil that separates our world from the spiritual realm. Because in Matthew's Gospel, we find a similar story of demonic possession. A man possessed by Legion, a name that means many, signifying the multitude of demons within him. These demons, like the Deadites, have a particular affinity for controlling minds, twisting individuals into vessels for their sinister purposes. But here's the mind-blowing twist. Rise, a twisted perversion of the maternal bond that can only be described as a love from hell. This corrupted Eden is a stark reminder of the fallen angels who, according to Jude, chose to abandon their original heavenly purpose and pursue forbidden knowledge. The word Necronomicon is a dead giveaway, a subtle nod to the forbidden knowledge contained within the book of Revelation, where John the Apostle warns of a coming Antichrist, who will perform great signs and wonders, even causing fire to come down from heaven. Could this be the very same dark power source that fuels the Deadites' unholy resurrection? The sanctity of the womb, the idea that a mother's love is the purest form of human connection, is challenged and corrupted. By the end of the film, the audience is left with a sense of dread and impending doom. And when you consider the biblical basis for this horror, it's clear that the film isn't just a slasher flick. From the Book of the Dead, flesh-possessing demons, cursed family bloodlines, and the terrifying theology of a corrupted mother, we not uncover how Evil Dead Rise mirrors forgotten biblical patterns that may just be more prophetic than you think. It's a cautionary tale of what happens when humanity falls from grace and the darkness that can consume us all. See, the serpent in the original story tempted Eve with the forbidden fruit, promising her knowledge and power. But in the film, it's the book itself that's the forbidden fruit. And it offers Ellie not knowledge, but corruption. Knowledge that will turn her into the very thing she's trying to escape, a demon. And the dark theology of corrupted motherhood are echoed in the film in ways that both the writers and maybe even you did unknow. Because this isn't just horror, it's prophetic allegory masked in modern cinema. Think of it as a spiritual thriller, where the greatest special effect is the way the film makes us confront uncomfortable truths about the world, our past, and the nature of good and evil itself. Let's dive in. The most obvious parallel is the Necronomicon, aka the Book of the Damned. But if you look beyond the blood and guts, you'll see that the film also explores some genuinely disturbing themes like demonic possession, blood curses, and, of course, the corruption of innocence. Remember, this film is part of the Evil Dead franchise, which is known for its over-the-top gore and relentless scares. Speaking of corruption, let's talk about the flesh-possessing demons. The film's final shot, the camera rising up to reveal the possessed mother figure with the bloodied meat cleaver, is a powerful image. So did the writers know what they were doing? Or are these ancient truths simply bleeding through the cracks of a well-crafted horror film? You decide. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to Whispers from Eden for more videos where we explore the darker side of faith and spirituality. What if I told you that Evil Dead Rise wasn't just horror fiction, but a hidden paradox lurking within Scripture? In this breakdown, we're going beyond the surface, diving into the spiritual abyss that this film opens. So buckle up, because this ride is about to get real scary. Cementerio, Legion. Now let's talk about the flesh-possessing demons that haunt Evil Dead, Inverted Eden. But perhaps the most disturbing parallel of all is the parasitic love displayed by the mother demon in Evil Dead. But here's the ultimate. For those who believe, Evil Dead Rise is more than just a horror film. Thanks for watching. If you found this breakdown insightful, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more videos like this.